Welcome back. In this video, we are going to be talking about Portainer application. So, um, just like you can use your Portainer to run um, containerized applications or Docker containers. Now, Portainers deem it fit that they have defined or designed certain inbuilt or default applications which you can quickly spin up instead of having to look for the file or look for the configuration or go into registry to pull the Docker image. Portainer has made those applications available for you, and all you just need is to launch them, and within few seconds they will be available for you to use. Also, you can go ahead and design your own application and add it as a custom template. So if you go onto the left hand side and you should see the tab templates, you should click on it. Then we have two options. We have application and we have customs. Now, these applications are the ready-made inbuilt applications by Portainer that are available to you, and there are a couple of them. And I think in this one, there are up to a couple of them, I think, maybe up to 30 or thereabout, or much. There are a lot of these applications, and they are readily available. All you just need is to click on them and configure them and launch it, and they are ready to use. It's like out of the box applications that you can use. If you go through them, you can see common application there. You can see CreateDB. You can see Datadog again. If you move forward, you can see GitLab CE. You can see Grafana. You can see Apache here. And if you just a lot of them, these are common. You can see MariaDB. This is Nginx that we used just now. You can see MySQL. So there are a lot of applications. You can see Jenkins. A lot of applications here that you can use to, and you can just launch them as you need them. Also, you can define your own application, your own custom application, and you can come under the custom application and define them here. So you can add custom application just like we have here, and it's going to give you a web editor. You can upload the file. You can use your registry or your Git repository, and so you can define them. Maybe in your organization you have certain applications that are designed for just for your use. You can package them, containerize them, and put them on the Portainer template. So whenever you need them, they will be available for you to use at any point in time. Okay, in this video, we are not going to be looking at custom application. We are going to be exploring one or two of these available application, the inbuilt one. So how do you launch it? Very easy. All you just need, you look for what you want, and you go to what? You go to click on it, made one or two changes, and launch it. So before I do that, I'll go back to my container. Let me look at those ports that are being used. Okay, there are a lot of ports here that are being used. So I'm going to take over because I want to use certain ports. So I'm going to kill some of these applications. I'm going to remove home page, and I'm going to remove. I think home page is okay. I'm going to remove the front end and back end here. Then I think that will be fine. So I'm going to remove them. Okay. So they're all removed now. So I'll go back to my template. And why I'm removing them is just I want to use those ports. I don't want to be running around for port. There are thousands and millions of ports out there. I just choose to do this. Okay. So I'll go to my template, click on application. And the first thing I want to do here, let me launch which one. Just for me to mention, there are some of this application that will need you to have a license. For example, because I'm sure that of Datadog, if you click on Datadog now, Datadog needs, you can see it needs an API key. So, and I'm not sure if there is a free API key. I'm going to check that, and if it is, I will let you know. So there is an API key that is needed for you to use Datadog. So in that case, you have to get your API key. But there are some that you don't, but there are some applications that you don't have to use, you don't need a license for them. So let me look at, okay, let's try Grafana. So let's assume you need a Grafana, maybe, you know what Grafana is. It is a data visualization application. It usually work with Prometheus. So while Prometheus will go and scrap the data, Grafana will help you to display it. So it's a kind of a dashboard. So instead of going through the Azure of have to configure it, looking for the port and all that, Portainer has made them available to you here. So all you just need is to click on it. When you click on it, it's going to select it. So I will go up here and put the name, Grafana. I'll put Grafana here and Grafana dashboard username. Yeah, the default username is admin. Yeah, I know. And I think, yeah, and also the username is admin. However, you can put your own password as the case might be. But the default password is, the default username is admin and the default password is admin. So we should look at it now. What other thing do we need? We have the name. Oh, thank you. We have to note the name can only be in lowercase. So this will not work. So I'll just say Grafana. Okay, Grafana. And now it's available. So no others. If you want to check the access control, you can do it here. But I'll just go with the default setting and I will click on deploy. Now let us see. So it's deploying Grafana now from the inbuilt out of the box application. So Grafana. So Grafana is deployed. It's right here. So I'll just click on it and it should take me to the Grafana application and I'll just click on it here. Let us see. And boom, we are in here. So you can see how quick it took us less than 2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes to deploy it. And you can come back here, you go for connection if you are connecting to Prometheus or Alert Manager, as the case may be. So you can able to set up your Grafana within a twinkling of an eye. So that is how Portainer can help you. Let's do one more and let us see what we can do. So I'll go back to application. Let's see, Elastic. Let's see another one. Okay, let's see Jenkins. That's another common one. Of course, you understand that when you are deploying Jenkins, you can see that it goes through a lot of process. You have to go and get the container, or if you want to use the direct installation, you go to documentation, you copy it, then do a lot of setup. But with the help of Portainer, you can just go into it, pick your Jenkins application, and you can run it. So I'm going to go ahead now. I will click on Jenkins. And of course, it's over here. So I'll put Jenkins. I already have it here. I'll put Jenkins. For the network, you can choose which other one here. I'll just go with the Bridge network and then I'll click on deploy. Let us see. So Jenkins is deploying. Let us see how quick that one can be done. So Jenkins is deploying. Let us see it. You can see how quick it is. Can you imagine that? Less than a minute. And now we have, if I go to my stack, we have, okay, it deploys a containerized. Where is it? We can see it's Jenkins, it's right here. And I'm going to go here and try to run it. I'm not sure if that will run. Oh, that will not run. Why? Because Jenkins run on a particular port and I did not put that port. Let me use this other one. When you did not assign a port, Portainer will randomly select the port for you. So that is what we are facing here. So I'm going to remove it and run it again. Okay, let me just remove Jenkins. Okay, I've removed Jenkins. So I'm going to go back to my template application. I'm going to look for Jenkins. Okay, I'm going to look for Jenkins. I'll click on Jenkins. I'll go up here. I'll put the name Jenkins. The network is Bridge. And you can see under here, under the just below the administrator tab, I will click on show advanced option. And it's giving me the port that it can use. So our Jenkins is running on port 9000. So I'm going to put port 9000. I think Jenkins is running on port 9000. and then sorry, this is 990. I will use port 9000, and also let's use another port in case. Let me use port 1991. Port 1991. So we can run on either of this port. Is there any other thing we need to check? No. Host name. Let me just call it. That doesn't matter. But you can just put it Jenkins web or Jenkins server. This does not really mean anything. So I'll go ahead and deploy it now. Let us check. I'll go ahead and deploy. Now Jenkins is deployed, and this time on port 9000 and 991. So let's click on it. I'll click on it, and it seems that it's working now. You can see Jenkins is running. Let's give it a few seconds, and you can see now we are in Jenkins. So now, before we go, let us see if we want to. Let's assume you run this Jenkins by yourself, and you now decide to set it up manually. Then it has given you a directory where you have to go and get the password. But in this case, where are you going to get it? If you take it, let me copy it now. If I copy this and I take it to where and I take it to the host machine where our Ubuntu is running, I'm never going to, let me see the out. I'm never going to get it. If I say cat this, you can see it says what? Such file is not found. And why? Is because this is just the host that is running the container, and not the container itself. So this password that they're talking about here is present inside Jenkins container. So how do we get it? All we just need is to go back to our Portainer, and this is where the console I spoke about in the previous video, this is where it's going to work. So I'm going to click on my Jenkins, and I'm going to click on console. So if I click on console and I click on connect, so I'm logging in as a root user, and I click on connect. So Jenkins is connected now, and I can now cut. I can cut this. I can cut the content of this file that I just copy, of this part that I copy. I pasted it now, and I click enter, and you can see this is the password. So this is the password of my Jenkins instance. I'm going to copy it, okay, and I'm going to go back to my Jenkins. I'm going to paste, and I'll click continue, and my Jenkins is here. So I can install the plugins, and then I'll wait for Jenkins to be ready. So this is how you can easily use Portainer to run containerized application, either using the custom one. So if it is custom one now, you can come here and package it by yourself, and use whichever thing you decide to use for it. Can we quickly try out? I've not tried this before, but can we try a custom one? Let's assume we want to have Nginx as our custom application. So you can add whatever you want here, and you can customize your own application and keep them for a private use. But for the general one, you have those inbuilt that you can pick from. I'm going to look at. I'm not sure Datadog agent has a free API. If it does have, I will try it, and if it's available, I'll put it in the comment section for you to use. So this is how to use Portainer template to run inbuilt application within a few seconds. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.